my head is throbbing and has like this big bump on there. It's ow. Um, it's been a hell of a day. I put on my shoes on the stairwell of my basement gym, and there's a beam that you have to like I have to like duck underneath every time to, not bang my head. And I just as soon as I was done tying my shoes, I was so freaking ready to just get at it in my workout that I just stood up and went poof, and it rocked me so hard, like instantaneously there was a bump and the throbbing. It's been a hell of a day. Actually, it's been a hell of a week because my gums were throbbing to my heartbeat, just boop, 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 boop. And anyways, that went on for 3 weeks. I finally went to the dentist, and she said, "Well, there's no infection, there's no like cavity. It's probably you just clenching your jaw all day and grinding on it," which is true because I tend to clench my jaw. That's where my tension goes. Is I like just clench my jaw throughout the day, so it makes sense that. And then looking at the X-ray, she says, "Yeah, it's where all that pressure's going." So she's like, "I can pull it for you." So there I was getting my tooth pulled. I didn't know that was going to happen ahead of time, and because it was unplanned um, wisdom tooth that was getting pulled, I had things planned afterwards. So I was in the checkout line of the grocery store, and I had this like gauze in my mouth, like kind of poking out, and I couldn't feel anything. So I felt something on my chest. I looked down, and there's this slobber, just a string of slobber going there, and a big puddle right here. And the checkout lady was looking at me. I was like, "Oh!" And I took out my hanky because I'm an old man. I have a hanky just like in my pocket at all times, and I'm like dabbing. I'm like, "Oh, sorry." Like I can't even feel my mouth right now, so I'm just slobbering all over myself because I got my tooth pulled. I had grandpa birthday dinner later that night, and I was sitting there trying to chew food, going ah, rah, 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 from one side, just all, and then the other half of my mouth was all like numb and dead. I could barely move it or feel it. And then not only that, the rice cooker went down, and the food scale like totally just went out, and so I didn't let it get me down though. I'm pushing forward. I'm still in my caloric surplus. See how I didn't mess it up that time? I didn't mess up caloric. Yeah. Anyways, hell of a week, but I pushed through and I got my workout done. So it's leg day. Let's get to it. I think I'm a bit dehydrated because I have a headache, and everything's kind of tight. So I'll have to be a little bit careful. Not so careful I don't, miss the pump. Or not so careful that I don't get a pump, but careful enough where I'm not going to get injured. So maybe keep watch for that. Let's switch to squats with kettlebells. Sounds good to me. All right, here we go. Nice, slow, and controlled. And because I'm going slow and controlled, I can use a super light weight that I wouldn't normally be able to use to get any kind of results out of. But since I'm so focused with my mind and the muscles and connecting with them so well and going slow and controlled with the rhythm and keeping the tension on the whole time, I can get away with that lighter weight. Not only that, but because it's a lighter weight, I also use it as my warm-up. So the weight doesn't change from my first set to the last set. It's basically the same. So, it's lighter. There's less risk of hurting myself, all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of nice. I was going over my measurements for the last 4 weeks, and I do up my calories incrementally every 2 weeks by 25 carbs, and usually that keeps up. But there was a period there where during a week I was like losing weight consistently. I was like, what the heck is going on, man? Come on, what the heck? And I finally figured it out. It's because the warmer weather came around, and so I started doing outdoor stuff, like outdoor chores, mowing, walking around at places that are sunny and all this kind of stuff. So I was getting a lot more just non-exercise kind of just movement that was just burning through those extra calories, that it turned me from being in a caloric surplus to a deficit in a matter of, just immediately, actually. So instead of waiting another 2 weeks, I immediately just jumped another 25 carbs. And even though I had upped the carbs like a week prior, so that did stop the weight loss, and it went back up. So I'm like, okay, cool. So at the end of this week, I'm going to be like, review everything again, probably up the carbs again, and then I'll go back to my 2 week habit. And that's probably where I'll be okay at from now on. But yeah, I was thrown just in confusion. I couldn't believe what was going on, because I was used to a certain rhythm and a certain amount of progression and measurements and the weight and all that kind of stuff on the scale. And yeah, glad I figured it out. So if some of you running the same thing, if you're in a bulk or whatever, hey, take a look. Maybe your NEAT is skyrocketed a little bit, so maybe that's what's burning through it. It's the little details that I notice that really matter when you're doing anything that's a nice, measured, controlled type of thing, like being in a diet or in a bulk or anything like that. So just look out. And on to leg extensions. I love leg extensions. A lot more than squats, that's for sure. I just connect with them really well. Stretch and then squeeze. My head is in the game so much, and I connect with it so much. I feel like I get results out of that just from connecting with it, And I think that's the name of the game with a lot of exercises, is being able to connect with it. That's the most important thing. If you can connect with an exercise, personally, I have no problem spamming that exercise, because that's where it's at, It's hamstring time. This is where I want to really focus on having the tension throughout the whole range of motion. But when it gets hard and I can't do a full rep, I'll do partial reps. So that's what's gonna happen. I've got more results out of just hamstring curls than I have stiff leg deadlift, just because I can feel the squeeze on that round part when you flex your hamstring, and I like it, so I just spam it sometimes, 5-6 sets. Let's do it. Yeah, this is a little bit quicker than it's typical. There we go. Yeah, feel the stretch out there. Squeeze it in. Squeeze it in. Let it back off slowly. Yeah. Yeah, it's time for partial reps. It's fatigue setting in. Squeeze. Yeah, good job, Roman. Hell yeah, man. Fucking get it. Yeah, that's. really been loving working on the hamstrings and having that nice rounded shape in the back, you know. That nice freaking round shape. But did I just stop a workout to adjust the camera? Come on, Roman. Come on, man. Your workout's more important, you know what I'm saying? Adductors. Yeah, this is a staple exercise for me just because, like, the adductors make up, you know, 1/3 or more of your total width or thickness, I should say, of your thighs. And so I've always tried to, not always, but I've been the last year or two, I've been trying to really pay attention to make sure I really get the most out of adductor exercises. It just gives that nice thick look from the front and back, and as well as it pushes on the other muscles when it takes up room, so it also accentuates the other muscles in the legs. So I always try to keep that in mind, you know, if I'm feeling like chinsing myself, I'm like, come on, man, these are the coolest freaking muscle to work in a leg that you can think of. Like, let's get it done, you know. So I like it, you know. And at the end of this video, during the flex off, I try a back flex off, back of my legs flex off with the glutes and the legs and all that, and I could really tell that there was a thickness there at the upper thighs that I just really didn't have before, and I really do credit it to doing this adductor work right here. This is definitely, that's definitely why this is a staple of mine. Damn, Roman. Why are your legs so freaking veiny, man? Just look at that. It's like, bro, calm down with the veins, you know? Did you just stop another workout to adjust the camera? Yeah, your turn. That's a bit. You're gonna form a bad habit, man. You gotta stop. Just stop. Even the back of the legs have a little bit of veins going on there. I didn't even realize. I'm serious. I had no idea. Oh, that's cool. Hell yeah, Roman. Freaking rocking those adductors. I'll tell you what. I think I did tons of sets of adductors, so I'll make this my last set I included in this video, just to make it a little bit shorter, you know. Because damn, a lot of sets. Yeah, I like how I did the lighting in this. Good job, good job. I also did biceps on leg day, but I didn't include that in the sets just because it turns into too much footage. But it's a non-volume day too, so I didn't really think that it was a pertinent thing to include. But anyways, flex off time's coming. Hell yeah, flex off. There it is. God damn, look at those veins, Roman. Hell yeah, brother. Flex that shit. Hell yeah. get those hamstrings. Do you see those little wedges in my buttock there? Dude, oh, look at that thickness. Oh, nice. I love the calf shot. Dude, yes. Oh yeah, Roman. Boot shot. Look at the upper thighs I was telling you about. Oh yeah. Well, this was fun. Thanks for joining me, you guys. And I'll see you next time. And here's my artistic photo of the day. Bye.